of hearts.
I feel like we all have that space in our house where we walk into it and we just feel paralyzed. Like we don't even know where to start. Everything's everywhere. It's a complete disaster and we don't know what to clean, what to declutter, where to start. Do we start with decluttering? Do we start with cleaning? Like, what do we do? And thinking like, I don't even have the space to remove this stuff, to start cleaning, and you just feel so overwhelmed. Well, I'm going to show you that it is definitely possible, and we are helping this mama out for free today by tackling her disaster garage. This has been a space for her that has just been so overwhelming, and like I said, she just didn't know where to start. She wanted her garage back, but with 3 kids and life in general, it was just so overwhelming. Being a mom can be overwhelming. Being a single mom, oh my goodness, it's even more. So sometimes you just need that helping hand to get started, and that's what we were doing today. It was a super hot day. It was like 90 something degrees. The feels like weather was in the hundreds, and we only had 2 hours to work on this project. We had storms rolling in, so we just got to work. She called her mom. She came and picked up the kids. That way her and I could just bust this out. You can see this very first front area she had gated off. That way she can let the littler kids play outside without worrying about them running into the road or anything. So I wanted to clear that section first. That way we could just start pulling everything out. And I have to say, this overwhelmed her. She's like, really? We have to pull everything out? I'm like, yes. If we are actually going to get in here and declutter and get rid of the stuff that you don't need anymore, we actually have to be able to see everything. So that is step 1, just emptying it. And this is like a game of Tetris. I was trying to figure out what I could grab without causing an avalanche.
When I use my witchcraft, watch me use my witchcraft. I'm gonna use my witchcraft.
I feel like today was the perfect example of my progress over perfection, because so often you see these massive transformations, and often it's either days or weeks of work going on, but when it's all edited down and sped up and everything, it can feel like really overwhelming and sometimes discouraging. In some ways it's super motivating, like, okay, I want that, but in other ways it's like, okay, you get the motivation to start, but then you start and you feel so overwhelmed because it's not as easy as it looks online. And I really want to create a community to let you know that it doesn't have to be all done in one day. It doesn't have to all be perfect, but you just getting up and getting started is a huge hurdle to get past. So if you have that area in your home that just feels so overwhelming, you don't know even where to start, you feel like it's not even worth starting because you don't have the time to finish it, I want to encourage you to get up and just do something small, even if it is just picking one small area, one small corner. Usually in situations like this, I never would have recommended her to, on her own, tackle this garage by taking everything out. I would have said, hey, pick just one corner and downsize it and declutter it. Take it bite-sized pieces, because otherwise it can be so overwhelming. And the issue with taking on really big projects and having that all or nothing mentality is it can actually kill your motivation. And the number one question I get on here all the time is, Cambria, how do you stay so motivated? And it's by taking that all or nothing mentality and throwing it out the window, because it's not real life. I've got 4 kids and a busy everything going on. School's starting up literally just next week, so life's just going to get even more hectic and crazy. So I need to take things little bits at a time to stay on top of it. But because I do little bits every day and different areas of my home, it never feels overwhelming, and I actually stay on top of things.
We both like to dig it on a Sunday night. You know just when to kiss me. You know I don't like whiskey. This is why we work. Why it's you and I dancing in the moonlight. Girl, you bring the sun out. This is why we work. Why it's you and
All right, so I wanted to answer a question on here real quick because I've been getting a lot of it, and it's, I think, mostly from people that haven't been watching my channel here for a while or used to watch my channel a lot and just coming back. And the question is being, why are we moving? Why are we selling our house? Why are we moving? And if you follow us on our family vlog channel, Cambria and Bobby, you know this answer, but I've been getting this question so much that I figured I would answer it on my main channel as well. I often forget that I talk about a lot of things over there that I don't bring over to this channel. And the big reason we are selling and moving is not because we don't love the house we have created, but it's because we want land and we want to move out of the city. When we were in Wisconsin, we lived in a small little country town, and everyone always laughs when I say that because we lived in a subdivision, but that subdivision was nestled around different farms and areas. Like, it was not a very big population, and that is what we are looking to get on. And biggest thing is we want land. We want land, we want animals, we want to be more self-sufficient and everything. So yes, we love our home. We love what we have created. However, we will never be able to do with our yard what we want to do on this property. It's just too small. We have too many neighbors. I don't think our neighbors would like cows and pigs in our backyard. They don't mind the ducks. They all seem to like the ducks, especially when we give them free eggs. But I don't think they would like anything else. They already put up with Bailey, and he's practically a mini cow himself.
We'll get past Sunday morning. There's a future for us that's dawning.
So I wanted to come in here just with the broom to pick up all this big stuff. She loves gardening, just like in planters and stuff. So there was a lot of potting soil and stuff that had just fallen out, and I wanted to go in here with my leaf blower, but I figured with all of this big stuff, it would be best to sweep up the big stuff as much as possible before bringing in my leaf blower. So that's what I'm just doing here before pulling more stuff out, because I also knew as we start pulling out these shelves and stuff, it's just gonna track this stuff around, and we want to get it away from the garage so it's not blowing back in here. So just giving it this quick sweep. I swear, sometimes, like, I will always choose to vacuum over sweeping, but there is something therapeutic and relaxing about grabbing out the broom and dustpan and just cleaning it the old-fashioned way. Like I said, in the end, especially in my house, I will always choose my vacuum, but I did enjoy this process of just that slow sweeping and picking everything up.
Do you feel me too? Let it show. 'Cause babe, I'm into you. We've been on and off, in and out, up and down too many times. Now it's time. Show me what you got.
And man, oh man, was it hot. If people ever question if I'm actually working in these videos, I feel like this is the perfect video to show them, because I have never sweated so much in my life. On this day though, it was so hot, it was so humid, and moving all this stuff and trying to get it all done in 2 hours. It was bad. I was a hot mess, but I was determined to help her get this done before that storm hit. Every time we heard that crack of thunder in the distance, I'm like, okay, we just gotta keep going, get as far as we can with pulling stuff out, and then start organizing it back into the garage as quick as possible. Now, a lot of this stuff we did put back in the garage is actually not staying in the garage, and it's a situation of some of it is her mother's and she had to come and pick it up, but she didn't even know where it was in the garage. So we made a nice little pile for her mom. We made a nice little pile for her kid's dad. That way everything was easily accessible so that they could get it out of her garage. And I was telling her, you need to give them a time frame. People are very good at taking advantage of kindness when people allow people to store stuff at their house. I remember years back, and if you've been with my channel for a while, we cleaned out Bobby's grandma's basement, and it was so overran with stuff from her daughter, stuff from my father-in-law, and all sorts of people that when Bobby and I went over there, we literally called people and said, if you want your stuff, you need to come and get it. Otherwise, we are taking it to Goodwill. Grandma is not a storage unit, and she is not doing this anymore. And sometimes you have to put in those boundaries. You are not a bad person for putting in boundaries. So if people are just storing stuff at your house and it's causing you stress and anxiety, now it is one thing if you're like, oh, I have the space, I don't really care if it's there, not a big deal. But if it is physically causing you stress and anxiety, it is okay to set those boundaries and like, no, you have to come get your stuff. And that was her situation. She's like, I can't even get in my garage. I'm overwhelmed. And I told her, I'm like, it is okay to tell them you are not holding on to their stuff anymore. It is not your responsibility to take care of their things. And if you are feeling that way, I am giving you that same pep talk. It is not your responsibility to take care of other people's things, unless maybe it's your husband and kids, and then as a mom we just have that responsibility. But if you have in-laws or parents or siblings or grandkids or whoever storing stuff at your house and it's causing you stress and anxiety, you need to call them and let them know to come get their stuff, or it is going to Goodwill, because it is not worth it. And I know I am someone with mess and clutter. I don't just feel it mentally, but I also feel it physically. When my house is overwhelming, I lose all motivation. All I want to do is just sit on the couch and sleep. And I have learned that that is all just has to do with stuff in my house when it gets overwhelming.
Do I reach you? Thinking about us, you're thinking about it too. Higher and higher, I'm gonna raise the flag. Fire oh fire, send out a flare to find. Give me a reason. I'm gonna send a sign, calling you over, calling you to my life. Roughing our way.
So that first half of just pulling stuff out, cleaning out the garage, that probably took us about an hour. And there was time that as I was still pulling stuff out, and we set up that table, that way she could start going through things right away. But that took us about an hour. So now it is time to pull it all back together. You can see we're just kind of discussing how to lay out this garage to be most efficient. This is a tiny garage. It used to be a one-car garage, but then they walled off half of it to have a storage room in the back. So it pretty much is like a storage room in the back and a storage room in the front. You cannot fit a car lengthwise into this garage. So we were just trying to figure out what is the most practical use of this space. That way she can get at the stuff she needs and have the stuff stored that she needs stored. Being here in Florida compared to when we lived in Wisconsin, it is definitely something to get used to when you don't really have attics and you don't have basements. So you have to get creative when it comes to storage. And for a lot of people, that means their garage becomes storage space. We are the same way. Now, luckily we have a larger garage, so it gives us room to not only park our vehicles, but also have our cars in the garage, or our storage in the garage. But in a lot of situations, that's not possible, just like this one. So it is more important for her to have the storage space here than an actual garage for parking vehicles. So I'm putting all the shelves on this one side. I wanted to see how much space I had because I was hoping to have enough space to then be able to slide them down and put all that like extra wood in the back corner, because she has been remodeling her house and doing different things. So she had different scrapped wood, tile, things like that she needed to have accessible. We couldn't get rid of because like 2x4s and stuff, you use that for all the time. It does not make sense to get rid of good wood, good tiles, and things like that. But we wanted it not so in the way, because it's not something she's going to be grabbing for a daily basis. And that's kind of how you have to think about it as you're organizing it out is, okay, what is something that I grab for on a regular basis? So this shelf over here, she had plant stuff, and then she had spray paint, and she does love her spray paint, but she had a shelf on the other side where she already had like gallon paints. I'm like, let's put all your paint together. So we'll put all your paint over there. And then since you like using your planters and stuff like that, we'll keep this right in the front and just clean it up, organize it. That way it's easier for you to do something you love. Because often when our hobbies and stuff get overwhelmed by things, then we don't get to do the things we enjoy. And I feel like it's really important, especially as moms who we often lose our own identity when becoming moms, to be able to make your hobbies, things you enjoy, easily accessible.
If my highs are highs, my lows are low. Need to blow off some steam to get back up. I'm not someone you should cheat on. 'Cause when I come back strong. Raise your glass to the sky. Let's toast to that. All these people can stare. I don't care about that. This is my pity party. I'm gonna cry all night and I'll flip the bird at the guys. I don't need nobody. This is my pity.
So I have been busy this weekend. There's some big stuff going on in our house, moving stuff around and everything. And Bobby, Bjorn, and Freya are currently in Wisconsin. They actually get back today on the day that you are watching this video. But Bobby always goes up to visit some of his military friends around this time of year. And we were going back and forth if he was going to go up this year because of our trip to Tennessee. But after we got back from Tennessee, he's like, I'm good. I still kind of want to go up there. I'm like, all right, that's fine. I'm like, I'm not going up there. I'm not getting back in the car for 21 hours after doing a 10-hour trip to Tennessee. But if you want to go right ahead. And obviously, Athena was going to stay with me, but we asked the older 3 kids who wanted to go up there because they could get to see my family that still live in Wisconsin, as well as Bobby's family up there, sleep over at Grandma and Granddad's house and everything. And Bjorn and Freya said they wanted to go up there. So Xander and Athena and I have been hanging out at home, tackling some projects around the house. But honestly, we have also just really been enjoying one-on-one time, mainly me and Xander. So it's a lot having a preteen, almost teenager. Xander turns 13 next month, which is insane. I feel like I am not old enough to have a teenager, but it's coming. The big 13 is coming up next month. And it's been really, really nice having these couple days where it's pretty much just been him and I. Obviously, Athena's around, but she goes to bed early. She takes multiple naps and everything. So him and I got a lot of one-on-one time, and I have been soaking it up. there is nothing better than getting that one-on-one time with your oldest child. So I have really enjoyed it. Plus, I feel like it's really nice. Bobby got that one-on-one time with Bjorn and Freya. It's so nice when you can just pick different kids to spend time with. I usually do that every couple of months where we'll have mommy and me dates. If it's me and Bjorn, me and Xander, Freya and I, whoever. But this whole like weekend or it was like a long weekend that we've had has been absolutely fabulous. But I will say it has been a little difficult because this is the longest I have ever been away from Freya. Like the boys have gone up with their dad to Wisconsin.
Yeah, so far these are just
like last year. Ooh, yeah, this is when my camera fell. The wind was definitely picking up here, and at first I'm like, oh, did we knock it? And when I watched this back, I was like, nope, we didn't knock it. It's just the storm was coming in. Like I said, we knew it was coming, and we were just really rushing to get everything figured out. But like I was saying, so this is the longest I've ever been away from Freya, and I will say it has been a little difficult being away from her for so long. It's not even difficult. Like, I know she's in good hands with her dad and everything and staying at grandma and granddad's house, but it's like nerve-wracking for me because she's always been around me and everything. But it was really cute. My sister was watching Freya and Bjorn yesterday, and she was sending me Marco Polos of Freya going in her garden and picking strawberries and picking tomatoes. They're the cherry tomatoes, the smaller ones. And Freya was telling me all the things that when we get land, we have to plant in our garden. I was told we need bananas, we need tomatoes, we need strawberries, and we need mangoes. Those were her specific things she mentioned. She said she didn't like green beans, which had me scratching my head. I told my sister, I'm like, she loves green beans. Literally the only vegetables that I know my kids will eat well every single night is broccoli and green beans. So that girl saying she doesn't like green beans does not know what she's talking about.
Down the street and my weary feet, and then you came along with the love so strong. You took me out of the cold into the fire. You're picking me up when I'm down on the ground. Whenever I'm low, you are lifting me higher. And when I am lost, you make sure that I'm found.
I will say, when it comes to these projects, this is my favorite part. Oh, also you can see that this was the perfect day to do it because the garbage men had not shown up yet. And this is when they showed up and it was like, perfect. Now everything we put at the road is out of your house. You don't have to look at it. Your kids aren't going to come home and be like, Mom, why are you getting rid of our turtle sandbox that we haven't played with in 3 years? Things like that. We were able to just put it at the curb. Garbage men came and got it. But I love bringing stuff back in. It's that puzzle of trying to figure out where it all goes and having it look really, really nice. So that is what we're doing here. Just one thing at a time, trying to figure out where it fits. What is stuff that she grabs for on a regular basis? So like these chairs, she does not use them on a regular basis. But obviously, if company comes over, she needs to be able to get them and have them accessible.
The spark ain't nothing but a one way. We won't regret this. Let's kiss the past goodbye. I'm longing to live this free life I've been hearing about. You will see us howling like wolves in the night. 'Cause nothing is stronger than wanting what you might get. I said, hey, yeah, 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 call it a start by leaving behind what's breaking our hearts. I said, hey, yeah, 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 follow the spark. Ain't nothing but a one way.
As I was doing this whole thing though, I also wanted to think about this little like seating area, patio area that she used for the kids to play and stuff, because I wanted that to be nice also, since that is an area that she will come out and sit while the girls use their chalk or play with their bikes or whatever. I wanted it to feel comfortable there too. She actually has a son the same old age as Xander. So needless to say, they're all both in the whatever phase. They don't care too much. But with her two younger daughters, I knew that was something she really wanted. And then anything that was hers, and that's pretty much what you see in the garage right now. The garage currently is pretty much everything that is hers and stays at her house. Everything else that we are putting into the garage after the fact is either her mom's or her daughter's dad. So we wanted to put that into the front of the garage. That way they could come grab it nice and easy without it being overwhelming. There's still a couple things we were putting in the garage that was hers, but not a ton at this point. So we knew that the way the garage looked now is how it's going to look more on a regular basis, since she doesn't have all the extra stuff that all these people were storing at her house, and it's gonna be a lot more comfortable. But once again, rain was coming. I literally got out of here like a minute before it started just drowned pouring. Like so much rain that you can't see out your windshield, and within a minute there's puddles on the road just like splashing up. And if you know Florida, you know the type of rain I am talking about. So we cut it down to the wire getting this all done. But we did get it done, and I was able to get in my car without getting soaked.
Maybe I was blind, known you forever while I tried to find someone that could be my great love. Right in front of me, I didn't realize you were my dream, so you took me by surprise.
I also feel like this is just such a good example of the whole progress over perfection, like I said before. Is there stuff that she could downsize even more? Yes, absolutely. She had about 4 kiddie pools. Now, I do get what she was saying. She's like, I don't want to get rid of any of them because most of them only last about one summer, and then they end up not being good by the next time that you need them. And she wasn't able to find them, so she like ordered a new one, and then that got lost, so she ordered a new one. So that's why she had so many of them. And that is very true. Those blow up kiddie pools, they're not going to last more than one summer. So I get her holding on to those. But there is definitely things that she could downsize more. But as you can see, just starting on this project has made such a huge difference in here that if she's got a spare 30 minutes because the kids are taking a nap, she can come out here and pick a small section and work on it and not feel overwhelmed. And for me, that is key. Giving them the head start and the pick-me-up to be able to keep on with the process and keep going without that immense dread and overwhelming like anxiety of everything. But last thing is, I wanted to, like I said, blow everything as far away from the garage as possible. One, that way this nice play area was nice and clean, but also so that none of it was blowing back into the garage right after we had cleaned it all out.
Wildest dreams, even in my wildest dreams. Oh yeah, even in my wildest dreams, I didn't think we were destined to be. And now you're laying next to me. Everything feels like, oh yeah, wanna give you every part of me. I can't believe this is reality. And now you're laying next to me. Everything feels like, oh yeah.
All right, so we are almost to my favorite part, the before and afters. Before and afters are so satisfying, and I feel like so important because often you do these projects and you look at the end result and you're like, man, I feel like I didn't get enough done today. But then when you look at the befores, you're like, no, we got a lot done. Is it perfect? No. But is it better? Is it more maintainable? Is it a lot less overwhelming? Absolutely. And that is what we were going for, making it less stressful, less overwhelming. And dang, it was 2 of us girls and only 2 hours. Like, we did it. And I was very proud of us and how everything turned out. But like always, if you guys made it this far into the video, I just want to let you guys know I greatly appreciate each and every one of you that stick around to the end of my videos. It's a huge help and support to my channel. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you are new. But otherwise, I will see you guys on Friday. Bye.
At the end of the world, together forever is one, and I'll wait if ever you should be